this point, but still plenty of season to play. 12-9 for the Indiana Fever. Our crew chief, Fatu Sissoko-Stevens, our referee, Mike Forsberg, and our umpire, Don Abazi. And we are underway here from Phoenix. The tip going to the Indiana Fever. They're coming off that game last night against the Sparks. Lost that one, a high-scoring affair again, 106-92. Got back to the Phoenix area about 2:30 in the morning. Mitchell gets the first look at it, and Copper tips it to herself. Contrast in pace between these two teams. The Fever play at the fastest pace here in the league. Phoenix is second slowest. Off the hands there of Bonner. Alyssa Thomas, who leads the league in assists, was trying to find her back door.
Yeah, the uniqueness of Thomas is what makes this team different. As you talked about, she leads the league in assists, but she is a power forward. And so how you have to structure what you do defensively to handle her physicality and her vision, it's a rare combination to have both in a player.
I would even argue maybe one of the most, if not the most unique player here in the league, with her skill set to play 1 through 5 on both ends, and she rips down the rebound there. Boston with her first shot, can't hit it. Still looking for the first bucket for both of these teams, and again, that goes off the hands of Copper. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers. Nate Tibbetts, you talked about it, Kara. He was really frustrated. Felt like the team was trending in the right direction, and then a hiccup against Chicago. He said they were slow and out of rhythm in that game on Tuesday.
It's a long season. One of the things that Phoenix, as they continue to get healthy, which I think is going to be great for them. You know, the time is now, though, to get back. As you see Harris hit that 3, that's a good start for Stephanie White and the Fever. Harris, the veteran, getting the start with Caitlin Clark out. They need to get production from some of their support players outside of Mitchell and Boston.
Ayadi, good take and move. I mentioned that she's been a nice spark, especially in the last 5 to 6 games. Lexi Held have been a much-needed boost here in the starting lineup here for the Mercury. Copper will take it all the way right side, can't get it, no call, will play on. Mitchell surveying things. Oh, she split the difference. She can't put it away. Harris again, same spot, not the same result. She's going to be forced to kind of hit that shot. Been hitting below 30% from 3, though, as a starter this year. Ayayi for 3, she knocks it down. Got all 5 points here for Phoenix. Valerian Ayayi averaging about 15 points per game the last 5 games for Phoenix. Mitchell. That one rattles around from distance. Kelsey Mitchell, 5 straight 20-point games, averaging almost 27 points during that stretch.
This is what makes Valu just really valuable, is her ability to face up and attack, and she's very versatile. And then a great job by Held just to keep her dribble and find her from beyond the arc. Good start for Phoenix on the offensive end.
Offense is definitely one of the areas that's been up and down here for Phoenix. Thomas back to Held. Bonner with the up fake, had Billings up in the air, steps it back for the baseline. She put up 8,000 career points in the last game. Was honored in the pregame in front of the home crowd. That is, puts her in rare air. Here's Held just with 3 seconds here on the shot clock. 2 seconds, 1 second. Held with the offhand. Had to toss it up in a shot clock violation. 3 turnovers early for the Mercury. Stephanie White had talked about defensive energy. She's happy with a little bit of the start here, but again, they gave up 106 points last night against the Sparks.
You know, I don't think there's any doubt, Lisa, that the path to Indiana's contention as Harris hits her second 3 is through their defensive end. I mean, for them to be a team that is either the last team standing or contending to be the last team standing, they're going to have to defend at a really high level. They go through periods in games where they do it well, and then sometimes they don't.
Mixed results on this road trip as a small sample size. They held Vegas to a season low for opponents, 68 points, and then, as I mentioned, gave up the 106 last night to the Sparks. Thomas leaking out. Man, that's like the 3rd time it's gone off some finger trip or a shoulder or an arm here for Phoenix. 4 turnovers early for the Mercury.
Now, one of the things that Stephanie White talked about with Ty Harris is just being a veteran and getting her team into the actions and executing in the half court. And that's what why she wants to start her, why she wants her in that lineup, just to make sure they're organized in the half court. And that's what why she wants to start her, why she wants her in that lineup, just to make sure they're organized.
And we got the first foul on Lexi Hell. And the first team foul here for Phoenix.
This matchup, and I asked Mercury head coach Nate Tibbetts about his messaging when approaching a game like this. He said, I know there's a lot of attention on this game, but we really haven't talked about all that stuff because we've moved on. We got enough stuff to worry about, and that's playing better basketball. Lisa?
Yeah, they got to figure out how to get back on the winning track. Both of these teams do, coming off of losses. Indiana Fever played last night against the Sparks and lost that one. Aaliyah Boston didn't play last night. She's back in the starting lineup and hits her 3, and the threes are the only ways that Indiana has scored here so far. They have 5 of them.
Yeah, they've got quality looks, and that's something that has been talked about a ton, how Aaliyah Boston has added that 3-point shot to the game, and even her quicker trigger than she had even a year ago. To be able to knock that down has opened up Indiana's offense.
Ayayi's been a force and continues to be. 7 of the first 9 points here for Phoenix.
Wasn't in the rotation a ton to start the year, and one of the things that Nate Tibbetts has credited is just her professionalism to stay ready. She can attack. She can do a great job of getting to the rim and utilize her athleticism to be able to exploit the matchup. And she's come out playing really, really well.
The mix of boos and cheers with Sophie Cunningham checking in. Was drafted, of course, in 2019 with Phoenix, had played her entire career in Phoenix the first 6 years until she moved over to the Fever. Actually, last night was even dealing with some back spasms, did not look like herself. Well, but Stephanie White telling us in the pregame she hoped that as much as 100% you can be at this point, she hopes that Sophie's doing a lot better here tonight than she was. Kelsey Mitchell, that's ridiculous. And the first 2 here for the Indiana Fever here tonight. A 17-9 advantage. Monika Koa-Makani. Off the bench the last 3 games here, including tonight. She had been dealing with some hamstring injuries. Another strong take, draws the foul. Mitchell will get some free throws coming.
Yeah, the speed is just something that's hard to teach, and when she gets an angle and is able to turn the corner on you, it's really, really hard, especially going left. And Makoa Makani doing a nice job, and she's someone that played so well for this Phoenix team a year ago. I think as she continues to get in.
Double figures. She does it here tonight. She's well on her way, already with 5 points. She would tie Tamika Catchings with 37 straight. That's the most in Fever franchise history. Bonner shovels it over to Rochon. Lenny Rochon played against Chicago. She's been dealing with a left ankle injury. Both of these teams, and a lot of teams here in the league, dealing with players being in and out with injuries, illness. I mean, shoot, Nate Tibbetts even missed a couple of games ago, coaching because of illness. Bonner with the kickball. So the shot clock will reset to 14 seconds. Nate Tibbetts frustrated with their performance against the Sky on Tuesday. Season lows in all the wrong areas, 66 points, only 9 assists. And this is during a stretch where Phoenix really has won 4 of its last 6. Fever come in on a 4-game road trip, and they're 1-1. Mitchell from mid-range makes it look so easy.
Oh, what a start for Indiana in this quarter. I mean, second night of a back-to-back, and you know it's a part of this league. You know that you're going to have it, but they've looked really, really sharp.
That's a long 2 for Copper. Yeah, the Fever arrived to the Phoenix area coming from LA after the game last night. Touchdown about 2:30 in the morning. Of course, back-to-backs now look a little bit different than back-to-backs in your day, Kara.
See, you know, the stuff we talked about earlier in the day, I wasn't expecting it to make air. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, it is a lot different, you know, and I'm not complaining. I think it's great. It's a back-to-back is different. Commercial than it is charter. You know, we used to have to wake up.
You didn't want to share about your
Well,
Houston
no, I never
to Charlotte? What
no.
was it, back-to-back?
Oh my gosh, we had a back-to-back. I think it was my rookie year. Charlotte. I'm sorry, Houston to Charlotte.
Right.
Houston to Charlotte. So you lose an hour too. So we're
And you're flying commercial.
We're flying commercial. And we actually got delayed that morning too. I left that out this morning. We got a little delayed, so we got in time for a quick nap and then time to play.
See, it's a good story. I just wanted the rest of America to be able to hear it.
You know, I'm not soft. I didn't want people thinking, you know, that I was complaining about it because I was still ready to play.
That's your projection now.
Yeah.
That's your projection of the story. Mitchell's asking for a review on the foul call, but Stephanie White, she is going to give it to her. All right, so our first coach's challenge. You know, we were doing a game earlier this month, and I bring this up that you felt like when a player twirls their finger, they're like less than 50% accurate.
I think so.
If our coach listens to him in this situation. Ooh, that's a lot of ball.
Yeah. Did Mitchell do the twirl?
Mitchell did the twirl.
Oh, because I saw the other
Boston.
ones.
Boston did the twirl too. It was like a double twirl.
I guess
so does that increase your chances if
no,
it's a double twirl?
I mean, my stat was the player that had the foul,
Well,
not
Mitchell
the other players.
Mitchell did do.
Did she do it? Okay.
Yeah, she did.
I saw Leah and Sophie doing it, but I didn't know if that was a cue from her. What a player! I mean, she's so good. I love watching her play. Beat on the back cut. Yeah.
Do you have a comp, a comparison for Kelsey Mitchell?
Mitchell? Ooh. No. No. I'm trying to think.
Maybe that's the greatest compliment.
I mean, staying in front is really, really difficult. I'm trying to think of, you know, players over the years that were like just really difficult to stay in front of.
Yeah.
Successful. There you go.
Successful challenge. It's only because 3 Fever players twirled their fingers, I think.
Yeah.
Increased their chances to that. During that stretch, she's averaging almost 27 points. She's hitting 4 threes. And it just is the consistency. Like every year, her scoring has gone up. You know, and I thought what you said at the start when we were coming on the air, you know, sometimes the individual, when she's playing with someone like Caitlin Clark and some of these other players, you get to always appreciate the individual excellence of each of these players that you get to see.
There's no doubt that Indiana has 3 of the best players in the league on their team, okay? In Mitchell and Clark and Boston. And their abilities, you know, to be able to take over games, to be able to dominate their matchup and stretches, and their connectivity and their production is the core of what they do. And we saw last year when Clark was out with injury, how Boston and Mitchell were really able to come even more to the forefront on the offensive end. And they're going to need those stretches from each of them to get into this race.
Raven Johnson is coming off the bench in that point guard spot. You see Caitlin Clark. Cautionary reasons nursing that back injury here tonight. Thomas can't hit it. Mitchell leaking out, finding Cunningham, who will drive, kick out. They move it over to Leah Boston, a much improved three-point shooter, and she drills it from the corner.
A really good job by Indiana in transition to move the ball. It started with Mitchell touching the paint.
Boston again with a leg injury. Second time she sat out was last night. Also sat out in a game in May. Cunningham directing traffic. Here's your combo, Boston and Mitchell. Boston and Alyssa Thomas. How about that matchup? Boston going right at her, chest to chest.
That's a physical matchup down there with Boston and Thomas, and it's one of the reasons why Boston being healthy tonight is huge for Stephanie White, because you must honor the physicality of Thomas. You must have a player that can handle that, and Boston gives them a presence in the paint.
Alyssa Thomas with the finish, her first points. She missed her first 2 shots before that one. Boston calling for it again, this time against Bonner. And Bonner gets a piece. Bonner on the trail, goes right at Maisha Hines-Allen, in for 2. Bonner put up 8,000 career points, up to that milestone in the last game. A milestone that few WNBA players have gotten to in their careers. Boston to Mitchell. Hines-Allen as Copper taps it away. An important part here for the Phoenix Mercury. Sammy Whitcomb checks in for the first time this season. Listen to this. They're dealing with a left knee scope and back and playing for the first time.
You can hear the reaction from the crowd, and she's such a valuable part of this team. Her voice, her leadership, but honestly her ability. She can toggle between the 1 spot and the 2 spot. She's a lights out shooter. You can't leave her open, and we know Phoenix has struggled with consistency on the offensive end. And just her confidence, her overall presence. This is a big deal for Phoenix to have her back into the lineup.
You don't normally get that kind of reaction when a reserve checks in, but to your point, this is a very basketball-savvy crowd. They understand the importance of Whitcomb to this team and this franchise. Carl McCarty, her second deep shot. 2 for 2 tonight. Thomas takes it. Mo Billings pushing her away. Thomas commits the foul. Loose ball foul, that's her first. Suarez checking in. Signed to a developmental contract, a rookie here in the league this year. Mitchell against Whitcomb. And once again, we'll go back to the free throw line. Sitting on 9 points, just needs 1 to get into double figures here tonight.
What way does she like to go?
Left,
yeah.
I believe. Yeah. What way is it hard to stop?
Yeah. It's hard. You know what? What's interesting about that is it's so easy to sit here and say that. I'm not saying that. I'm kind of saying that sarcastically, but you can know that, and the great players, they still kind of get to their spots, and they still do the things that they can do. So it's like anyone sitting at home being like, hey, she's going left.
Right.
Like, keep her
Stop her.
Yeah, you try. You try to do that.
What is it about her as a great player that she's able to get to her spot?
Well, it starts with just her speed, her burst. I mean, she can get by anybody. You see when she accelerates, and then she has the ability to knock down the 3, so you have to be close enough to be able to be in airspace to challenge that. And then you're close enough to challenge that, and then she's by you. And that's the beauty of terrific scorers, ones that can score from the 3-point line and also have the quickness and the skill to be able to get by you. It's obviously a poor decision by Kelsey there on the defensive end. And, Indiana's gotten loose here in the last 2-3 minutes of this quarter defensively. I thought for the better part of that quarter, they played pretty solidly. Phoenix helped them with the turnovers. What a group. And the thing I like about all 3 of them, as we see how good Kelsey and Aaliyah have been to start the game on the offensive end, is they're getting better. You know, you talked about Kelsey Mitchell's trajectory and how she's continued to improve. Aaliyah Boston, over the last couple of seasons, improved leaps and bounds, and she was already really good when she came into the league. And so you look at that growth and improvement, and you look at this core, and you're like, this is a team that can contend, or should be able to contend for a long time.
Let's bring in Morgan Reagan with more on the three.
Yeah, and it's a franchise first that 3 members of the Indiana Fever will start the 2026 WNBA All-Star Game. And I asked Boston about what it says about this team to have 3 All-Star starters. And she said, I think it's a blessing, honestly. I mean, they work so hard, and so to see their work recognized, I mean, I love that for them, as Boston is also scoring a career-best 17 points per game.
They just all got to stay healthy, right, to entertain the fans and be able to play in that All-Star game. Of course, the reserves voted on by the coaches. Caitlin Clark out with the back injury. Ethan Johnson penetrating, gets her own miss. Wow, looky what I found. Where'd she come from?
Phoenix out of that timeout defensively comes out in their 2-3 zone. We've seen a lot more of that over the last few weeks from Phoenix defensively. They get the first shot that they want as Suarez hits the 3. We'll see if they stay in it or they go back to man. No, they're staying in the zone here.
Suarez coming off the bench is a perfect 2 for 2. That includes a 3-pointer. 5 points off the bench. Cunningham off fake drives. Goes right at Suarez to draw the foul. In that first quarter, Indiana started out cold. They were 1 for 6 and then finished the quarter 8 of 10. Remember, Phoenix was sloppy to start the quarter. 4 turnovers in the first 3 minutes and 45 seconds, and then they cleaned it up and didn't commit a turnover the rest of the quarter. And this is where we stand, a 1-point game. Make it a 2-point game after the free throw from Cunningham. Now, I touched down at the Phoenix airport last night and saw a Sophie Cunningham advertisement coming down the escalator.
I did too, but they're booing her right now.
No.
But I did too. I didn't understand. She was in the Phoenix airport, and you know, she plays in Indiana, and now they're booing her. What's up with that?
You know,
yeah.
Fans can be fickle, Kara. I don't know if you know that. In and out for Whitcomb. Whitcomb, 306 career 3-pointers off the bench. She's tied with someone named Kara Lawson for the most in WNBA history.
So I should have been rooting for that to go out. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Is that why you wanted it out?
No.
The Kara Lawson effect.
She'll get it soon.
Whitcomb off the hands there of Harris, draws the turnover. Phoenix's first since the first 4 minutes. Cunningham can't get it. Ayai. And a good start. That's a long 2. Valerian Ayai. 9 points now to start. She's only missed 1 shot. A unique story. Like 11 years between her rookie year back in 2015. And returning to the league here this year. Nearly picked off. Fever keep it. Hall fires. She hits. Above 50% shooting from 3 tonight for the Fever.
Great extra pass by Cunningham there. And understand as Nicole McConney went forward and then finds Hull in the corner. Indiana doing a terrific job beyond the arc. 7 for 13 in this first half from 3.
Ayai to Suarez, splits the difference. Nice move, can't pay it off with the finish. Harris on the move, got the start at the point guard spot with no Caitlin Clark here tonight. Their numbers have been up, small sample size in 3 games as a starter. Shoulder shake there for Hall. Lexi Hall coming off a good scoring performance last night too, 14 points against the Sparks. She's got 8 already. McConney to Suarez, they're targeting her. Out to Whitcomb. Still can't get 307. McConney dancing a little pet, and she hits. 11 points already in 8 minutes for Cole McConney. She had missed 4 straight games with a left hamstring injury after she had started 9 straight. You can see the talent that she provides here for Phoenix. Wickham gets tied up on that screen. 6 seconds here to work with. And it'll be Phoenix basketball.
Indiana doing a great job. The WNBA history, it's a Hall of Fame career. And you look at her longevity and how many different roles that she's played on winning teams. A champion, a winner, and someone that's had the discipline to play this long. It takes a lot of discipline, Lisa, to play this long and to continue to be productive at her age.
You talk about it, 6 player, the starter, to a defensive person, to a 5 player that she's played here this year. Alyssa Thomas with the lay-in, and Morgan, AT, is someone who knows DeWanda Bonner probably the best. Peyton Morgan. Peyton Morgan. Morgan Reagan on line 1.
Hey, can you guys hear me now?
We got you plugged in.
There we go. Talk a little bit about DB, because you're right, AT was talking about her before the game, and she said, I think people forget that she is top of the league in scoring. 3rd player in WNBA to ever do that. Just super happy to be a part of her journey and see that she still has more left in the tank. And you guys, that's after 17 seasons.
It's the longevity piece that you've talked about. You were asking her about it. It's just all about, you know, obviously taking care of her body, which sometimes is easier said than done for some players.
Yeah, she said there was a shift change for her after having her twins. She said that's when I really, really had to lock in and understand, you know, each day what I have to give. And certainly, as she's gotten older, there's less practices for DB, you know, to make sure that she's fresh for games, and that's normal for a veteran at that stage of their career. It's not a lot of practices. She's kind of seen all the coverages, seen all the schemes, and it's about getting her body ready on game day.
And of course, the cold tub becomes your best friend. Mitchell, that's a long 2. As she steps it back, it ends a 7-0 Mercury run. Maxey held. Well, tosses it away. Harris on the move. Back to Billings. A 2-on-1. Fever connect. A couple of steals here for Ty Harris. The Fever led by as many as 12 here so far. Except led by just a bucket. Held the 4-year DePaul products. Kicks it out. Ayayi. In and out.
I thought that one was in.
Yeah, I did too. She did as well. Just her 2nd miss. She's at 10 points. Back in the starting lineup again for Phoenix. She's getting tied up though with Billings. And Ayayi will pick up the foul.
Excellent job by Ty Harris just to push the pace. Textbook 2-on-1 finish there, delivers it at the right time, and transition. You know, I think it's no surprise. This is every team, but when Indiana's, you know, pushed it with great pace, they've gotten good things. Whether that's early post hits, whether that's attacking the paint and getting their 3-point shots. Anytime they've been able to, off of a turnover or missed shot, get some good pace going to the rim, it's been great for them.
And Mitchell with the drive and kick. You know, it's their strength. They average the most points per game and the fastest pace here in the league. Nicole McConney not there, but Thomas with a cleanup job. Alyssa Thomas now at 6 points. Johnson trying to use Boston as a screener, and in tree territory puts it away. Copper, who hit a 3-pointer from the corner there, hits another. Back-to-back looks for Kalia Copper. 8 points, she's a perfect 2 for 2 from 3. His last 2 coming in the last couple of possessions. Boy, Mitchell. And she's got all kinds of shots in her repertoire. Copper, nothing but net. She's heating up a little bit too. Highlighted the 2 scoring guards at the top. Now we've seen a little back and forth between the 2. Oh, with the post entry pass to Boston, looking for a foul call, won't get it. McConney, one-handed pass, Copper leaking out. And Phoenix running on the Fever. Last lead was when it was 5-3. They take the 1-point advantage. Mitchell pulls up short. Mitchell, the drive, the dish. Cunningham gets a look. And a foul on the floor. Head back the other way. They got Johnson over the back.
This is a two-man game in the middle of the floor, and with Thomas, it's really hard because you don't want to switch that action. But you have to keep chest in front. And then Indiana a little bit late to climb up to challenge Okoa McConney, who is looking really confident on the offensive end tonight. I mean, 14 points to lead the team off the bench.
Yeah, her season high is 19. But efficient, 14 points in 12 minutes. Thomas with the 2. And now it's the Mercury on that 14-4 run, 2.5 and counting. Fever playing without Caitlin Clark, sitting out with the back injury. She played last night against the Sparks, but in reduced time, season low numbers in terms of points and minutes played.
Ka doing a great job just getting into the lane and dumping it off to Thomas. And this is what we talked about with Indiana. Like, they go through these stretches where the defense is just porous. I mean, 29 points given up in the second quarter. You go back to the last 2-3 minutes of the first quarter where they got loose again. And these are the areas where, you know, I know Stephanie White wants them to be able to lock in and be able to get some stops and be a little more disruptive. Phoenix is too comfortable and free and easy on the offensive end right now.
Mitchell committed the second personal. I mean, really, though, Phoenix, remember, they committed those 4 early turnovers in the first, 3 minutes of these games. And they've done a good job kind of cleaning it up since that point. You know, first quarter, it was Indiana hitting the threes. They were 6 of 10, but just 1 of 6 in the second quarter. And then Phoenix outscored the Fever in the second quarter by 10 points. And that's where we stand, 53-47.
Okay, so 2 early quick fouls here by Indiana in the half court. And I like what Phoenix is trying to do. They're featuring Valu right out of the half. An ISO situation, she drives, Mitchell picks up the foul, then they look to post it. Boston kept kicking it out. They get a second foul. That's the size advantage that you get with Bonner and Valu on the wings.
They find Thomas, who knows exactly where Bonner was sitting. She knew that one was off the mark, chases her own miss, and earns the possession back. 14 seconds left on the shot clock.
This is a long defensive possession for Indiana. Foul,
Longer
deflection.
What they want, that's for sure. Yeah, to your point, the second personal foul for Mitchell, and 2 fouls now on Boston. Again, Indiana playing without Caitlin Clark. Played last night in LA, not tonight, out with the back injury as Thomas gets the first points of the third quarter. Mitchell leading all scorers with her 15 points, 5 of 9 shooting. Her 37th straight game in double figures. Tying a Fever franchise record. Over to Harris. Didn't even get a shot off. It's like unaware of the shot clock.
That was bottled up a little bit. I mean, on that kick, I thought Harris should have attacked that closeout right away. Hesitated. Okoa McConney does a great job starting the second half instead of held because of you know, how well she's played. Nate Tibbetts going with the hot hand. But when Phoenix bears down and sits and guards you, man, it's tough to score.
The three-point shooting as Copper launches another one. They were 8 of 15 in the first half. That was a strength, and that's better strength for them here tonight. Phoenix is one of the top defensive rated teams here in the league here this year. And Nate Tibbetts special. Paul, pump fake. And she's in double figures with 10.
She's been solid, poised. She's bringing what she normally does, but I think she has extra attention in terms of being offensively aggressive tonight, knowing that they need points from her. Already in double figures for Lexi Hull. It's been a solid performance so far.
And it's the second personal here on Harris.
Different intensity to Phoenix defensively to start the quarter, or to start the half. You know, they're a little bit. Good cut.
McConney getting the start here for Phoenix in this third quarter. Uh-oh, Ayayi goes down. She grasps immediately that right ankle. As Lexi Hall commits her first personal, but Ayayi's going to try to tighten up those shoes and keep playing.
Oh, yeah. Little twist. I was good seeing it one. Are you good at that? Are you good at watching those things? I'm not. I have to look away.
What, in real time? Yeah.
No, well, in real time, you have to watch it. I'm talking about in slow-mo.
Some of them. That one didn't bother me as much.
That one didn't bother you.
I'll tell you what, when Alyssa Thomas screamed out, though, in that Sky game, that was hard to watch.
So you only have empathy for certain people?
No. Don't, get out of here. Don't put words in my mouth. Is it time for us to take a time out to team up?
4 fouls for Indiana in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah,
I mean, Phoenix is in the bonus for the rest of the quarter now. 8 minutes, that's a long time.
Right.
So any foul committed now for Indiana the rest of the quarter. Phoenix is going to be at the line for 2, unless it's of the offensive variety. I mean, that's hard to play a quarter that way, because one of the things I think that Indiana needs to look to try to do is to be a little more disruptive, and maybe that's what they were trying to do, set the tone here at the start. But you have to be disruptive, but not reckless in terms of fouling and putting the other team in the bonus so early.
Well, both rank in the top 5 in terms of fouls drawn per game. The Mercury right at 5th, and the Fever top 2 in that category. But yeah, it's a great point. They'll be in the bonus for the next 8 minutes here of the quarter. Cunningham, the up fake, it's Bonner in the air, short. Johnson, who's checked in, loses it. It'll be Mercury basketball. Certainly Phoenix the disruptors here. Oh, a deep shot, Bonner can't get it. Johnson will pull down the rebound and is able to lead the break. Mitchell back to Boston. A three-pointer in the first half, in and out that time. We have Boston's first miss from three-point territory. 2 of 3 from 3. Bonner over to Thomas, gets a finish.
All season long, offense doesn't always need to be the focus for us, but it's my job to always try to find people and make shots easy for them. Hopefully, we can keep generating more offense together.
You know, I had a chance earlier this season. You look at the most consecutive games with 5+. Caitlin Clark, you know, Alyssa Thomas is the only one on this list with the active streak. Caitlin Clark's streak ended last night in LA, but Alyssa Thomas had told me earlier this year about the triple-double. Doesn't think about it, just tries to make the right play, to Morgan's point. Find the right person and make the right play, and if it results in a triple-double, even a bonus.
She's such a unique player. We talked about nice back cut. Man, she's so hard to guard. Uh-oh.
She's a little bit slow to get up. Ayayi's second personal, and the blocking foul. And Kelsey Mitchell trying to walk this off. The Fever are already beat up a little bit. I mentioned Caitlin Clark sitting out with the back injury. Sophie Cunningham, so far so good here tonight, 12 minutes and counting. She had back spasms and warm-ups last night in LA. 37 consecutive games scoring in double figures and ties Tamika Catchings for the longest streak in Fever history. So she's nursing that hip a little bit with these free throws. She's had 17 points here tonight. McConney. An extra pass to Bonner, who gets locked up. 2 seconds on the shot clock to call McConney. Ayayi can't get it. They used every single second of the shot clock on that possession. And Nicole McConney bodying up. Her second. And the third team foul. Look at Mitchell is moving as fluidly, he's just stationary-wise. And that's going to be an over the back here by the Fever. Johnson went down, didn't have many choices, and it's the 7th turnover of the night.
Are they going to have somebody else on the perimeter help them in the second half, scoring-wise, right? Because we know that there's going to be extra attention paid to Mitchell, and so that's where the role players come in. Hull's been nice, done a nice job with double figures, but like other perimeter players are going to have to make shots and make plays for Indiana to have enough offense to win this game.
Michaela Timpson only played a little bit. She's in 2 minutes here tonight. She's getting some time right now in the 3rd quarter off the bench. There's Boston, gets a good look at it. Over that left shoulder. And Aaliyah Boston.
And honestly, you just got to sit, you got to guard. And you got to do that over and over. And in this league, you know how hard that is to do with all the talent offensively?
Well, Aaliyah Boston got the deflection there that forced a turnover. And Stephanie White has talked about her being our linebacker and our communicator defensively. We're more than happy to get her back for several reasons. And then Boston back this way, takes it on the post.
Yeah, I mean, you have to continue to feature her in the paint as Mitchell does a nice job, and Nicole McConney is getting eaten up here a little bit with a couple turnovers and the pressure by Indiana. It's done a great job. The extension of pressure here, just 3/4 court, you know, making it a little bit more difficult for Phoenix to get it across the timeline.
And it's another quarter that's been flipped. The Fever on a 10-0 edge. Here to tie it at 59 after they had trailed by 10. Thomas calling for another turnover. Johnson. Fronting Thomas on that. Boston lets it fly, and the Fever's back on top. Make it a 13-0 run. But Boston looks like she's been shooting the 3 her whole career. Smooth, all kinds of confidence. Thomas gets the bounce. $16 points now for Thomas. She's Phoenix's leading scorer. Mitchell, quick trigger. Cocker, catch, shoots. Can't hit, ball's loose. Johnson has it. Offensive foul call. Cunningham. Her first. For Hines Allen.
Yeah, you know, Bonner just makes a mistake here of not being close enough. You know Aaliyah Boston can make that shot. I thought Aaliyah should have shot the first one. I thought she should have shot the first 3, but when she gets it back, you've got to be there. What a run here by Indiana.
Yeah, Cunningham's first personal. Inside 3 minutes left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Indiana took control in the 1st quarter. So far, they're taking control here in the 3rd. Bonner with an answer. And after all that big Fever run, the Mercury still sit a point ahead. They led by as many as 10 here in the quarter. Their largest lead of the game. Fever have led by as many as 12. Johnson They're going to review that. Right now, calling it a 2 with her foot on the line. And a defensive 3-second call. Well, an 80% free throw shooter. He'll take the free throw. Can't convert. Well, going back to the Johnson 3. Let's take a look at her feet. Again, the call on the court, they're going to review this at the next. Officials saw that right foot, as of now, on the three-point line. Sissoko Stevens, our crew chief, organizing the troops. Forsberg, Aganabazi, the officials here tonight. As Lexi Held will take it out. Thomas has been aggressive, looking for her shot. And another one. 18 points here tonight. Above her average, she averages 14 points per. Mitchell from straight away. Another 20-point game, make it 6 straight. Thomas and Cunningham. Mitchell blows right by ya. On the right side that time. The last 5 here for the Fever. Copper. Oh, these scoring cards are putting on a show.
There's been a few stretches where it's just like, all right, let's take everybody off the court and let Mitchell and Copper just go at each other, right?
They're defending each other. Copper, they're defensively against Mitchell. Reach-in foul against Thomas. Her third. And Hines Allen will check in. Timpson and Boston will get a breather. Boston has played almost 30 minutes here tonight. They're not playing last night in Los Angeles with a leg injury. Just the second time she sat out. As Mitchell takes the handoff, Held defending. And Sammy Wickham with the ball in her debut. Just our first half, she got quite the ovation when she checked in for the first time. Mitchell leading in, stepping back, in and out. And some time for the Mercury. Wickham.
A lot of it depends on how the team is doing. So I think Stephanie White is going to try to stretch out as much as she can. Phoenix you know, to see if they can hold the floor down, and if they can't, I think you'll see her go back to Leah Boston rather quickly.
Now Mitchell stays in here for the Fever. And no Caitlin Clark out with the back injury here tonight. And the Fever get the first crack at it here in the fourth. Mitchell dancing around, feeding Johnson right as the shot clock expires, and it's a shot clock violation. Speaking of Johnson, by the way, the shot stayed as a 2. There was that question if their foot was on the line in the third quarter. The call on the court was a 2-pointer. It stays as a 2-pointer. Other note of interest, Kara. Remember, like, Phoenix was in the bonus after the first 2 minutes of the third quarter, but they only shot 3 free throws in the third, and one of those, remember, was a defensive 3-second call. And so the Fever kind of cleaned it up defensively really well in the third. And Boston's walking over to check in here in the scorer's table. Boston has played 29 minutes here so far tonight. Johnson looking to get space against Held. It's off the hands of Cunningham, looking to chase it down. Turnover, Fever. So Boston will check in, and then Mitchell is the one who checks out here for the Fever.
You don't want to have possessions that don't have one of them on the court at least. And so they're trading off of one another. And so, you know, this continues to be without Mitchell on the floor, a critical stretch. I mean, you're playing through Boston on the offensive end with this pairing of 5 players on the court.
Your guards are Ty Harris and Johnson and Sophie Cunningham on the perimeter for the Fever. Suarez taking it all the way, challenging Bills. Mercury's back on top. It's a back-and-forth third quarter. 5 lead changes to 1 tie. You compare that to the first half. 3 lead changes with 1 tie. Three seconds for Harris, who leads 10 in and out. Billings has whistled for the foul. Per second. This has been time as Thomas and Copper both check in. Phoenix playing the first 2 minutes of the fourth quarter without those 2 stars. And still protecting a 1-point lead without him.
We talked about at the top of this game how important of a matchup this was for both teams for different reasons. You know, Phoenix 6 games under 500 is trying to put themselves back into playoff contention, and as they start to get healthy, I think we'll see a better version of them on the offensive end. And then Indiana obviously dropping the game last night and trying to put themselves in position to be at least 500 on this road trip. And you know, she got a minute too. I mean, that's what we're doing over there. We have minutes. Yeah, it's a pit stop over there. It's a pit stop. We're only putting 2 tires on, all right? We're not doing all 4. We're only putting 2 on tonight, okay?
Pit stop.
Yeah, we're only putting 2 on.
Mitchell checks back in. With the race car reference. You're so versatile.
No, thank you. I appreciate that.
Mitchell, 15 seconds here to use. Steps it back. She's sitting on her 24 points. Copper, Suarez, nails it. Oh, she's been accurate. 2 for 2 from 3. She's up to 10 points off the bench. And the bench, a competitive series to say the least. Don't forget, the best place for all the live WNBA action is on FanDuel. Download the app and play your game. Copper with the takeaway. Copper with the finish. Oh, caught Copper on that one. Mitchell, Cunningham, sets, fires, Suarez with the rebound. Suarez getting more time in the absence of Natasha Mack, who's been out with that left foot injury. Out again here tonight. She's got her a season and career high here tonight as Whitcomb draws the foul.
Foul charge number 52, Ty Harris, her third personal, second team foul.
And Harris has committed her third.
Sammy Whitcomb at the line, shooting.
Whitcomb to the free throw line for perhaps her first points here of the season.
Yeah, I don't know if that was out of frustration or what that was, but they want to get back in this one. You come back from leads on the strength of your defense.
Whitcomb for three and then out. Boston for two. Fever 0 for 5 from the field in the fourth quarter. And no points, by the way. Thomas, contact against Boston, high off the glass. Tough, she's at 20. With the kick out, Cunningham the drive, can't get it, tip not there. Timpson, another opportunity. Thomas comes down with it. Alyssa Thomas, Whitcomb from the corner, fires! Oh, all the way in, it popped out. Cunningham back the other way, nothing but nets.
What a swing there. 6 points, right? I mean,
yeah.
Whitcomb with a wide open and rhythm three. It just goes in and out. And opportunistic by Indiana in transition to find Cunningham for the three. A much needed bucket for the Fever.
Whitcomb is 0 for 4. Oh, his shot's coming over. Timpson with the block. That's 4 on 4. Here's Mitchell, the Fever climbing back. Kelsey Mitchell gets another 27 in this quarter. But they've been 2 for 2 since.
Yeah, I mean, those 2 threes were Indiana's first points of the quarter. So, I mean, Phoenix has been playing well on the defensive end. They're going to have to try to bottle this up and get some stops here.
Now driving baseline. It'll stay here. 8 seconds to work with for the Fever. Natasha Mack for the Phoenix Mercury. No Caitlin Clark for the Indiana Fever, both out with injuries.
And this is Nate Tibbetts' best defensive lineup, in my opinion, right now, the 5 he has in. So you can see what the emphasis is here, is try to make everything tough and challenged.
Yeah, he was trying to fight around that screen. Not once, but twice. Here's Harris. Wow, over a long Connor, too. That's a tough shot. Ty Harris again getting the starting nod by Stephanie White here tonight. Her pace, her experience, capability of making shots like that gives her the nod. Mitchell with another takeaway. And the Fever challenging Mitchell. The foul call on the Mitchell shot, and the foul of the tip won't count. Mike Forsberg making the call on the baseline.
Let's see. Had one overturned in the first half where Mitchell got a lot of ball, remember, on that challenge. And it's a little bit murkier on this one for me because there is a little bit of body contact. Phoenix is going to challenge it.
Yeah, Phoenix coaches challenge. It would be Thomas's 4th personal. We'll take a couple looks as the officials do the same. What you think?
I'm just looking at that left arm and just.
The left arm by Thomas?
Yeah, I thought the rake on the ball was clean, but I don't know if they're going to call that left arm before the rake on the ball.
Certainly freedom of movement, the emphasis here for these officials this year. Fatu Sissoko Stevens is our crew chief. Mike Forsberg, our referee. Agana Bazi is our umpire. Speed, rhythm, and balance. Did that left arm that you were noticing by Alyssa Thomas, did it not Kelsey Mitchell off her speed, rhythm, and balance enough? Because I saw what you saw is the takeaway, the ball takeaway looked clean. So as the officials are at the monitor, we want to remind you next Thursday on Prime, we've got the New York Liberty and against the Dallas Wings, 9 o'clock Eastern. Coverage starts, of course, at 8:30 Eastern for that one. Coming up next Thursday, proud to bring you another doubleheader.
This is a big call in the game. That's why, I mean, I know sometimes people get frustrated by stoppages and how long they are, but this is a 2-point game, and it's the difference between Mitchell going to the free throw line or not. In a one-possession game, it matters.
It was Timpson with the tip.
After video review, the Mercury's coach's challenge was successful. There was no foul on the ball. This Fever ball with 14 seconds on the shot clock.
They won't give the bucket there to Timpson. Again, a successful challenge. It'll be the Fever basketball, though, taking it out to the sideline. Mitchell back to Harris. Oh, stone cold down the stretch. And the Fever back on top. Part of an 11-0 run here for the Fever after being shut out the first few minutes of this quarter.
It talked about how someone other than Mitchell or Boston is going to have to make a play down the stretch, because if you're Phoenix, you're going to load toward those two players and try to make someone else beat you. And Harris just steps in very confidently, much like she started the game. Remember, starts the game 2 for 2 from beyond the arc and makes probably the biggest shot of the game so far.
Well, she just picked up her 5th personal, though, too, so keep an eye on that. Here's Copper looking to shake off Mitchell. The two have been defending each other at times here tonight. 3 seconds to shoot. Potter's got the big answer from distance. Her first 3 of the night. Mitchell back to Harris, takes a peek inside. Boston looking for position against Thomas. Boston finds it and finishes it. We're tied at 82. Backdoor cut, Thomas to Copper, beautifully done. Mitchell out there. Cunningham with the rebound against Thomas.
I mean, how many times have we seen that? Not quite 8,000 times, but we've seen it a lot. And then Timpson loses it, and Aaliyah Boston's Johnny on the spot there to be able to get it in, and then Copper. I mean, you want to talk about play after play after play here in the last couple minutes. It's been awesome to watch.
And a jump ball will stay Fever basketball.
I mean, how many big threes has Bonner hit over the years? I mean, you think about it. I mean, it's just deep ones, you know?
Yeah, if that's not, like, that's just the typical DeWanda Bonner kind of play. Mitchell open. Ball's loose, gets it back. Shot clock resets to 14. Mitchell penetrating, can't get it. Bonner with an important rebound. Nicole McConney getting some important second half minutes. Fever step through, over to Thomas. Too strong, Will, too strong. Fever with a chance to tie or take the lead. Harris driving, gets the bounce, tied up at 84. McCartney loses it. Cunningham has it. And Thomas wraps her up. Stops the clock with exactly 60 seconds left to play. Thomas with her fourth.
Harris doing a great job of being aggressive. He's seeking the paint, seeking the rim, and then the tough finish.
She's been averaging about 10 points per game in the last 3 games. And in the starting spot again tonight, she's at 13 points, 5 assists, a couple of steals, and a block.
Oh, it's great awareness here by AT to understand that they weren't in the bonus. They had 0 team fouls. She takes it before she's in the shooting motion, and that's what Indiana's frustrated about. They thought it was going to be 2 free throws.
The Fever still have a foul to give. Mitchell. We're tied at 84. Harris surveying her options. Boston is posting up against Thomas. Harris takes it the other side. From mid-range. Oh! Tie! Breaks the tie! 2 big shots for Ty Harris back-to-back.
She scored Indiana's last 7 points. Remember the 3 that puts them up 82-80, and then the transition layup, and then this is just the icing on the cake right here, the mid-range fall away with the score tied. How big has she been late here for the Fever? I mean, she has taken over.
Just her 4th start of the season, starting in the place of Kate.
The Indiana defense a lot, okay? There's no better time than the present for them to be able to get a stop in a possession that could lead to a win.
Copper has it, gets some space, blocking foul, body bucket and run! Ka going to work!
Put the ball in the hands of your best playmaker and your best scorer. I should say your best scorer in Copper. And she does a great job of forcing the issue and finishing through the contact. Big time play.
Phoenix will call its reset timeout. Able to advance the ball without huddling up.
Excellent job. Just one-on-one. And Boston is almost impossible to guard one-on-one on that block, especially when she gets such deep position. And does a nice job of executing, and they get the 2 for 1 there.
Copper wrapped up. Thomas found it. Makes good on it. Mercury up by a point. And Stephanie White wants to use her final full timeout.
It didn't look like Ka had anywhere to go, and the strength to be able to find Thomas there as Boston slides over. She needs to be able to protect the rim, and Thomas with the great hands and the ability to finish. I mean, the playmaking here late, and I should really say the shot making has been terrific the last 4 minutes of this game. I mean, it's been a treat. Player after player. Now, you know, the defense hasn't been able to stop anybody, but you know, I like to look at the glass half full. I think it's been great offensive execution by both teams out of the timeouts and late game situations, and shot making from a number of players. I mean, Ty Harris has been featured, but Boston to make that big time shot. How about the Bonner 3?
Yeah.
You know, Ka late scoring and assisting. There's just been some big time plays by a lot of players.
It's everything that you want competitive basketball to be. Definitely back and forth. In just the 4th quarter alone, 7 different lead changes, 3 ties. It's the Fever's turn here offensively. You mentioned it, like Ty Harris has hit some big shots here down the stretch. Of course, you've got your closers in Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell. as options as well here for the Fever on this out-of-bounds play.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Do they go back to the same well in Boston in terms of the post-up? Does Phoenix bring a double earlier if Indiana goes to that again? Or do you go with Mitchell, who's been your leading scorer and has been terrific as well? But I would anticipate it's one of those two players. It's not that hard to figure out.
Just about a second differential game in shot clock. Mitchell has it. Cole McConney defending. With the Fever trailing by 1, it's Mitchell's opportunity. Mitchell driving one-handed finish. Kelsey Mitchell clutch. Gives the Fever the lead.
They set the cross screen to try to get Boston early and then just go with the high pick and let Kelsey Mitchell have space to do work. Sometimes the simplest thing is the best thing for your team in late game situations. Let your players make plays. Give them space to do so. And Kelsey Mitchell going left, I mean, it's one of the harder things to guard in this league. And again, I mean, how great is this? I mean, boom, boom, boom. It almost feels like whoever has the ball last is gonna be the team that wins.
It just might be the Mercury. I don't know. I mean, the shot clock is not in play anymore on this possession. No timeouts left. No full timeouts left here for the Fever and for Phoenix. The Fever still have the reset timeout left. And the Mercury put Kara Lawson there in that huddle when you're drawing up.
I mean, I think you're drawing up something to Cobb. You know, that's what I would do. I think it's tough. It's tough for me to go anywhere else than her. So we'll see.
And Kai Copper lining up at the top of your screen in the corner, being defended by Lexi Hull. Boston has Alyssa Thomas right there as well. Cole McConney taking it out. It's in Thomas's hands. Refuses a screen, spins, fires. Not there. Copper with the rebound. We got a whistle, and we're headed back the other way with bodies flying. A loose ball foul on Phoenix against Copper.
The push is what I think they're calling.
See Copper coming in the middle of your screen as Cunningham goes down. So the second personal to Copper, and Cunningham with some free throws. 2 for 2 on the night for Cunningham. An 87% free throw shooter for the... No full timeouts left for either one of these teams. Phoenix has got to go. 3-point edge. See if the Fever foul. It's in Copper's hands. She takes a peek. Copper for the tie. Not there. And the Fever win tonight and win the series 2-1.